Well, welcome back, my fantastic artistic friends. What you see before you is a black canvas, and it looks really black. But what I've done is I've taken a big old canvas. This is about 2 foot by 18 inch. I've coated it in black acrylic primer, allowed that to dry completely, and then I've coated it with some transparent oil paints. In here, in this region here, we've got Indian Yellow, and just above that we've got Alizarin Crimson, and in places we've got a bit of blue. This is Phthalo Blue. Down here we have got some more Phthalo Blue and a little bit of Dyke Brown. They're transparent, so you can't really see on the canvas what they are. And what we're going to paint today is a nice little like a sunset with a waterfall, and if all goes well we'll have a nice tree in there. So let's crack on with it. So on a fan brush we're hitting the titanium white, and we're going to start here in here around about here. It's a sunset, so it's going to be pretty dark, and we're going to make little rocking sort of motions, and that'll pick up the colour that's underneath that's on the canvas, and we'll start seeing that colour just jump out of the canvas, just like so, like that. And we start off with small little strokes and then work his way up, get bigger and bigger, just like that. Wipe the brush on a little bit of a paper towel, and then back into some more titanium white, and we'll start off again here. We want this bit to be the brightest spot. This is where the sun would be going down, I suppose. And we can just make all sorts of nice sunsetty shapes. I hope you can see that with me in the way. See, we're hitting the blue up there. Now, because we've got crimson in here, it stops the yellow hitting the blue and producing a green sky. That's not what we want in this painting. We want a nice yellowy sunset. Come in here. And don't kill all this dark area. We don't want to destroy all that. A bit more here. Wherever they should be. That's exactly where they should be. Just side to side, just swirling them in. There, just like that. And then we'll come back and we'll blend it all, smooth it all out. A bit more white in there. This Alizarin Crimson makes a gorgeous, gorgeous sky colour. All we're doing is using white paint to tickle it. There we go. About down there should be right. Just like that. Maybe a little bit more white here. Really sparkle it off. Like that. Right, I'm going to grab a dry brush. Be sure it is dry. And then we're just going to blend it. Okay. And just slowly blend out. Now I'm taking the light colour into the dark. I'm not taking this dark colour into the light. Just the light colour into the dark. There. Just blend it all together, smooth it all out. Take the brush strokes out. These will look like little clouds. Now if the canvas is moving, it's because I'm actually putting a little bit of pressure on. And you can move this paint. Look at that. What colours, what colours. Make it softer just by rubbing away. We can make this softer and softer. Now we're going to have some trees on this horizon line anyway, so just like that. Get up here. Bring it all together. That looks a night sky, doesn't it? I hope you can see that. I hope you can see that. There. Usually I have to make them quite bright because of how the camera's set up. Well, just get some more titanium white. Do a proper zing these off up here. Just rocking that brush from side to side. Maybe a bit over here as well. But I don't know. Don't really care. Just so free. So free. Take the white down there. Grab the dry brush again. Smooth all this out. That's it. And this one. There we go. There. Right. That looks like a nice evening scene. I'm going to brighten that just a touch more, I think. I really want it to zing out, so maybe a little bit of cad yellow in with the titanium white just here. Really put a big, nice sunny glow. Just like that. Right, let's get the brush again. Smooth and blend all this together. And how's about that? So it's just slightly less than halfway. Oh, sorry, so just slightly more than halfway. Right. There. Right, let's work on some trees that go across this tree line. So I'll take a round brush and I'm going to touch, we're going to have Sap Green on this. We're going to have Sap Green and we're going to come in here and we're just going to touch. We'll just have a tree line that works its way across here. We might put some evergreen trees in this as well. These will be quite dark, silhouetted against the sundown. That's it, just there. Just Sap Green on a rounded brush. Sorry if the canvas is jumping, I am hitting this quite hard. Bit more. Here and there and here. Maybe a bit of black in that. Darken it off a bit more. There we go. You could put brown in, I suppose. You could put crimson in. Choice is yours. We don't know. In fact, I'll do that. Bit of brown. Just there. And with that, we've got the indication of a little tree line just working down there. Right, let me just grab a palette knife and I'm just gonna, you've got to look for these, you probably can't tell on camera, but some little there, nice little tree trunks. Right, let's get back to the fan brush with the white paint on, and I'm just going to lift up slightly where this tree line is, just right at the base, I'll give a little misty spot right there, and it will also give the indication of lots of little tree trunks and all sorts, just like that. And you get them too bright, just move them away, just lift them up like that. We're going to have a waterfall somewhere here, I believe, somewhere like that, I think, but it could change. We don't know yet. Okay, that's it. Right, let's move on. Now let's create some water. What do we need? We need some white paint, and I'm just grabbing these on a big old brush, and because there's blues underneath this white paint will appear blue, and we hit the canvas. So just pull straight down, just like so. We don't know where it's gonna go, it's just coming straight out of the imagination. Maybe a touch of yellow in that, because that's where his brightest spot is, so we'll put a bit of yellow in there as well. Of course, blue and yellow will make a nice green, but that's okay in water, we don't mind that. Okay, and then gently across. So warm today, so warm, beautiful day. I can imagine that at some point today the sky will look like this. Right, so I picked up the palette knife, I'm mixing a bit of burnt sienna and Dyke Brown. Gonna come back in here, just put a bit of land. Probably can't see that on camera, but it's there, just there like that. Just a bit of land for all these trees to sit on. We don't want them falling in the water now, do we? Make a big old splash. Only thing that should splash in water is a big old bike. Did you see that video? Coin Patrol video. And my son was on there as well, Fishing Frenzy. So if you haven't checked him out, go check out his fishing channel. He catches some awesome fish. Not like me, I have to use pennies and things like that. Right, so we've got a bit of land on there. Let's a little bit of highlight. So just white, just all across here. Just a bit of highlight, not much. Remember, it's silhouetted. Yeah, just like that. There. Happy days. Right. There. Right, let's have a look. We know a little bit of a water line underneath all that now, so bit of white, liquid white, straight up here. We'll cut in a nice little water line all along this bank. There. Keep your knife nice and parallel to the base of the canvas. If you're not, you're going to end up painting uphill, and that's not what we want. Okay, right, let's have a look at this now. I think we're going to put a waterfall. I think we should have a waterfall here. I think we'll have some rocks here and there. So let's get the fan brush with a nice bit of white paint on there, titanium white, probably a bit of thin paint as well, some liquid white. And we'll come along here. Make those sounds. Waterfalls are one of the most beautifulest things in nature. You really are. And you can feather that back. Okay, so good. We'll put one on the other side, eh? We'll put one on the other side. Let me grab some more liquid white. Not much though, not much. We don't want to have runny water now. So come straight along and straight down. Straight down, straight down. That easy, that easy. Feather that back. Just like that. Probably put a rock there. Put a rock here. Okay. And then down here, there's going to be running water. It's going to be all... It's not going to be laying perfectly flat. There's going to be all sorts underneath this. When we get down here, we can start pushing up. A bit of white paint. There. Crashing and splashing and foaming. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, just like that. Feather it out. Feather it out this way. There. Right. So we pick up the brown paints. Maybe a touch of black in there as well. And a rounded brush, and then we'll just put a little rock. Yeah, I like little rocks in the middle of waterfalls. The place where the little kingfisher feels safe on one of these rocks. Right, wipe off the excess paint on a paper towel, and then we'll just pick a bit of white paint up, mix that in to the browny colours that we've made, and then just on one side, just a little bit of highlight. There we go. Let that peter off down into the water. Right, back with a fan brush with the white paints on. And we'll just neaten that edge up just there. Like so. Same on this side. There. And blend it back. Yeah, we've got a pretty nice little waterfall. We don't know where this little river's going. I don't really care. We're going to put something here. I think we'll have a nice little grassy area here. I'll put a bit more foam in there. Right, just like that. Seem to have ruined it. There. That looks better. That looks meaner. That looks nicer. Right, let's get crazy. We need a rock now to hold this side up and this side. So, same again. Burnt sienna, Dyke Brown, touch of black. Don't over mix the paint. And up we come. So just in here, we'll just put in a rock. You probably can't see that. I hope so. It's looking quite good from where I'm stood, but yeah, just a nice little rock. We don't have to care less about in here because it's already black and dark for us. On the other side, we'll put another big stone there, just to case all this waterfall in. We don't want it running too wild on us. There, like that. Like that. Right, mix a bit of white paint into that. Not much, just a touch. In fact, I'm going to grab a little bit of the bright red and put it into that colour. And then just graze the edge of this. Just graze it. Just like we would do when we put snow on a mountain. Very lightly. The reds in this stony colour go well with the sky. Just down here. There. I like it. I like it. There we go. In fact, we'll put a little smidgen of red on this one. Can't leave this little stony out. Can't leave the little stone out. There we go. And when this dries, it'll be quite thick. It'll be quite thick. So you'll be able to feel these stones. There, just like that. Wipe the old knife off down here. Right, we'll work on some foliage in this foreground. So for that, let me get a fan brush, a clean one. Which size shall we go? Go for this one, I think. This is a big old number 8 fan brush, and I'm just going to take it through the greens. So Sap Green and a touch of Cadmium Yellow. And then we can just come in here, a lot of paint on this brush, big brush, about 1.5 inches wide. And then we can start working. Working on some foliage. There'll be a lot of foliage living out here. A lot of mist, a lot of water, a lot of sunshine. There we go. Just drop it in wherever you think there should be. Just like that. Create one down there. Now if the paint is not sticking, because there's a few layers of paint on now, you need to thin the paint slightly. Now to do that, with a bit of paint thinner, or a touch of liquid white, or a touch of liquid clear. Liquid white will make it brighter, so I think I've just done that. Liquid white, so come in there. Change the value of the grass. Bring this down to the water's edge. The colour really jumps off these black canvases. It really does look really smart. I'm going to get a bit of Indian yellow mixed in with that. There we go. Change the flavour of the paint. A bit more there. A bit more there. A bit down here. There we go. How's it looking so far, folks? I tell you what, did you see that postcard I sent Christopher collects? That was something else, wasn't it? That was bonkers. But he seemed to enjoy it, which is the main thing. Which is the main thing. Okay. There we have it. There we have it on this side. Maybe a bit of hair here and there. Really sparkle these up. Really sparkle them up. Right, let's have a look on the other side. Don't want to leave that side out. So same again. So we'll just sneak above the rocks and down like so. Bit more greens, bit more blues, bit more yellows. Touch it. There, look at that. Just falls off the brush. There. How's it looking? How's it doing? Put some grass that's just dried out over there. Yeah. All sorts of mosses and grasses. Anything you want. Living out here. Load the brush again. The main thing is to keep the brush loaded full of paint. There we go. All sorts living down there. All sorts. Right, I think we need something. We need a tree or something, don't we? Just add a few more ferns down here, I think. There we go. Alright, we need some of here. So let's get a big tree on the go. So just same rock colour basically, and we'll drop in the trunk of a big tree. Wow, that is a big old tree. So Dyke Brown and burnt sienna just mixed together, just like that. There we go. Remember, trees generally need to be a little bit wider at the feet of them. We want to make him slightly wider. There. Let's give him a branch or two. And we'll come back in and highlight. Put a branch up here as well. There, like that, like that. Right, grab the palette knife. Right, let me wipe the palette knife. So, burnt sienna, a bit of red and a bit of white. Bit of red, bit of white. Burnt sienna. In fact, I'm going to throw a tiny touch of Indian yellow into that mix, just to glow it up. We'll have some reflected light off this. And just down one side, we're just going to tap. Tap, 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 tap. There we go. Just tap, tap, tap. You can vary the colours slightly, so I might go back in and get some more sienna, which is a lovely chocolatey brown colour. Come in there like that. Could even just a touch of white here and there. Really sparkle that bark off. And again, when this dries, it will feel super, super realistic. Right, let's not leave these arms out. Just a little bit of highlight there. Up here, a little bit of highlight. There, just like so. Just like so. And there's a million ways to make trees. There is a million ways. In the next video, I'll show you a different way how to make a tree. I think we'll have a silver birch in the other trees on the next video. That's the choice. I'm going to go with it. Right, bit of white paint. A bit of phthalo blue. Not much, not much. And we're gonna, in fact, it's got some of that mucky tree colour in already. Reflected light. So blue makes a good, cool shadow colour. So we'll add this onto the shadow side of the tree. All the way up here. Like that. And then forgive the arm, we'll create a bit of shadow here. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Come across, bring this branch in front. A little tiny touch up here. We'll put some foliage on this. Give it some leaves. I haven't thought of what kind of leaves we're going to give it, but we will do. We will do. Looks like just a big catapult, doesn't it? So there we go. Maybe a bit more of the darker browns. Could even go into a touch of crimson here and there as well. Really give it some colour. Right, let's look at what we've got. So I pick up the script brush and get a bit of paint thinner into that dark brown colour, and then we'll just put on a few little twigs, just a few. Again, we'll put some foliage up here, so leaves and foliage really cover up a multitude of sins. If you've got a part of your painting you don't like, just put a tree in front of it. That really works. Right, there we go. Maybe a few down here. There'll be all sorts of sticks, tweaks. We'll come back in with a green paint in a moment, neaten all this lot up. A few over here as well. Done. Right, wash the brush, odourless paint thinner, across paper towel. Right, I'm going to grab the rounded brush. Now the rounded brush, I don't know if you can see that, got a rounded tip. Be careful how I say that. So I'm hitting the hitting the greens, the browns, the ochre colours, a bit of crimson, anything we want, anything we want. Okay, and just up here, we'll put some foliage. Really do love this brush for creating foliage. Now if your paint's not sticking, you need to add a tiny touch of paint thinner. Don't use liquid white when we're using dark colours, or you'll end up with like a mucky grey colour. Unless you want a mucky grey colour. See, we seem to have covered all these little sticks up, but that's okay. We know how we made them. When we practice in making something and it works well for us, it's not wasted. There we go. Right, there we go. Just like that, maybe a bit more. Right, so now all we need to do now is highlight this. So with this same dirty brush, straight into the yellows, and because we've got blues on there and blacks and everything else that we picked up, it's going to be a really nice colour, like a green. And just on the sunset side, we're going to put some of this colour. There we go. I'm not hitting at random here. I'm thinking about individual clumps of leaves. There we go. Try and make the tree rounded as well. Yeah, it's looking pretty mean. Looking pretty a mean tree. I'd like to go climb this tree and build a den or a tree house. I always used to climb trees. Problem, climbing trees wasn't too bad. It was getting out of them that seemed to be a bit problematic. Okay, I'm just going to touch a tiny touch of liquid white. I'm going to mix that with the yellow ochre. Same dirty brush. I've not washed the brush yet. And then ever so gently, here and there and here, just a sparkler. Just a sparkler of green. Again, this in real life, this would be almost black, silhouetted, but we can do anything on here, can't we? We can do anything. Oh, we've created some foliage. We really have. That's one thick tree. Kneading this foot up, down there, just like that. A touch of crimson in. There we go. I think we've got a finished picture. I think we have. Whoop. So to sign this one, a little bit of paint thinner, bright red oil paint. Pick a corner. It's usually best in a corner. I've never found it quite beneficial to sign it somewhere in the centre. But I suppose some artists would do. I just initial this and I give it a full signature on the back. Right, there we go. How do you enjoy this one, my fantastic friends? Let me know. Did you like it in real time? Did you like the commentary? And until next time, you take care of yourself, stay safe, and as always, happy days.